What's up, you guys over at Yeousch Sports? Welcome to gaming news, guys. If you don't know what this is, because you've never seen me around, you don't know my channel. Gaming news is a series that I do where I explain the news. I read off a news article. I give my honest opinions on the actual news article. I give my honest opinions. I try to make my opinions obviously logical, and then I allow you guys in the comment section below. I usually ask you guys a question or two. I allow you guys to answer that question. I allow you guys to say exactly what you think about this article, whether or not you think it might be true in any sense, whether or not you think what they're saying is lies, or whether or not, you know, if you're like a diehard for, say, PS4, PlayStation, or Xbox One, you know, sound off. It doesn't really matter. It's I want to try to keep this as an open discussion about gaming as possible. Now let me read this article off to you. The title is called Xbox One Dev, GDDR5, which is the RAM used on the GPU and CPU, I believe, for the PS4, is uncomfortable to work with. EaseRAM provides high bandwidth at low power. Now, Sony has been praised by several developers for the decision to include 8 gigs of GDDR5 RAM in their upcoming next-gen console, the PlayStation 4. The faster memory apparently gives more budget to developers to render out high-resolution textures and free up other resources. Microsoft opted for 8 gig DDR3 RAM for the Xbox One, but according to them, the onboard EaseRAM will provide the right balance of bandwidth and power. According to Nick Baker, who looks after the Xbox One's architecture team, believes that GDDR5 is uncomfortable to work with, and EaseRAM gives the Xbox One the right balance for bandwidth and power consumption. He says, in terms of getting the best power possible combination for performance, memory size, power, the GDDR5 takes you into a little bit of an uncomfortable place. Having EaseRAM costs very little power and has the opportunity to give you a high bandwidth. You can reduce the bandwidth on external memory. That saves a lot of power consumption as well, and the commodity memory is cheaper, as well as you can afford more. That's really a driving force behind that. You're right, if you want a high memory capacity, relatively low power, and a lot of bandwidth, there are not many ways of solving that, he said in an interview with Eurogamer. However, back in July, the lead architect of the PS4, Mark Kearney, defended Sony's move to include GDDR5 in the PlayStation 4 by stating that the latency in GDDR5 is particularly higher than the latency in DDR3. Microsoft has continuously emphasized that they are targeting for balance in Xbox One, and EaseRAM is simply an evolution of the EDRAM found in the 360. And such developers will be able to harness the power of Xbox One more efficiently. Ultimately, for the core gamer, the games will matter and both systems will have enough of those at launch. But just like the current generation, it will take a year or two before we start seeing what those expensive toys are clearly capable of. Now, how do I want to see this? How do I see this? Honestly, from what I've heard, and from what I've seen a lot of people, including more than just, you know, first party devs. I've heard third party devs talk about how the RAM on the PS4 is a lot more easy to work with than the PS3. Is really easy to work with, in fact, and it's really, you know, that's the bottom line. It's easy to work with. I've heard more than just first party devs say that. I've heard third party devs who are working on making games say that too. I've not heard third party Xbox developers say that. I've not heard a developer say that GDDR5 is bad. That's what I was trying to get. I've never heard a developer say it. Sure, it might happen. I've not heard it though. So that is kind of weird to believe, in my opinion. I'm struggling to believe that it's actually that uncomfortable to work with. and I'm thinking that it's more of just more of those guys just trying to try to like say, it's not that big of a deal. With ours is better because ours has a high bandwidth at low power, but theirs is uncomfortable to work with, even though no one's ever said that other than us. But theirs is uncomfortable. I could be wrong, but it just sounds like they're trying to find something to pick at, and it's not really working, considering that everyone else is disagreeing with what they're saying. But I could be wrong, I could be wrong. It might be uncomfortable to work with, and we might have a situation like the PS3 where it was really hard to develop for games for. The Xbox One dev could be right, but I doubt it. Anyway guys, leave your thoughts below. This question of the video will be, do you agree? Do you believe what the Xbox One dev, considering that he doesn't have his name, do you believe what he's saying? Do you feel like he might be telling the truth? Do you feel like the PS4 will be uncomfortable to work with, or maybe do you feel like we might be seeing a PS3 situation where it was difficult to develop for? Or do you believe that he's just trying to do it as like a marketing kind of scheme to try and put down the PS4, and try to say it's a better product? What they're going with the eSRAM is better. Leave your thoughts below and I'll get to them later. Thanks for watching guys. The first episode on Yeousch. Thanks for watching. This is xpi34rAtTackSHD. Bye bye.